guy looks good. Like I can't lie. The guy looks good. It was a rough season. I am still recovering from the worst season of all time. And you know what? I took a lot of abuse and a lot of insults. And I feel if fair is fair, if fair is fair, Chelsea deserve a big season, which is why I'm calling this the redeem season. I'm dubbing this the redeem season. And we know of the history that Chelsea have had with strikers. Okay, we don't need to talk about Matej Kezman. We don't need to talk about Shevchenko. We don't need to talk about Higain. We don't need to talk about the guy from Belgium who's really from the Congo. So we don't need to talk about all those guys. We don't need to talk about Blondie. So Chelsea have had a list of horrible strikers. And shout out to your boy Gusto. Shout out to your boy Nkunku. The boy Kasede and all the young ones there. They're looking cool. Madsen. Shout out to all these guys. But I think the big thing was, okay, who is Chelsea striker going to be? The guy from Belgium who signed to Rock Nation, he is no longer a Chelsea player. That's not happening. That's never happening. So anybody who thinks somehow, some way that guy is not going to be part of this whole situation here, you are out of your freaking mind. You're out of your freaking mind. So put that to one side. But then it now comes to a guy that I didn't think was, because let's even rewind it. Nico Jackson, calling him Kojak, Kojak. So I'm calling him Kojak. You see, when Kojak was signed, I was like, okay, it's not really a name to excite me. All right, so maybe it's going to be an understudy to whether it may be a Vlahovic or whoever Chelsea is going to go for, like a more established striker. You shouldn't look at preseason as a full indicator as to how your season will go. Hence why I'm not really been covering preseason a lot, because preseason is very blueprint. Like preseason is it's vibes may not be the right word, but it's in that element of vibes because you're experimenting. You can make 7-8 substitutions. You are changing tactics, changing personnel at halftime, pretty much changing an entire team at halftime. So, and even the intensity that you're playing at is not the full intensity because there's nothing at stake. These are glorified friendlies. There are no points at stake. There's no chance for you to advance to the next round. It is all for the managers to be like, okay, what is going to work for the season? So let me try these 6, 7, 8 things, because once season starts, once we now face Liverpool, we must have a precise, specific formation, strategy, and way of playing, which we have been able to get out through trial and error in the friendly. So preseason is about trial and error. The season is about success. There is no time for trial and error once the season starts. So once we face Liverpool at the bridge, this is that team. This is our first level, and this is the first level to try and win that damn trophy, because Chelsea aims to win that damn trophy. But the thing about Kojak is, it is how he looks, because it's the movement and the mobility. The niching is there. Like, the guy is a tidy finisher, so the niching is there. But I think what Chelsea were not able to handle with the specific Belgian was the lack of mobility. But I think that, you see, the Belgian was trash, and he gave that interview. But you know what? I'm going to give the Belgian slight bail, just slight bail. And there's also slight, because trust me, I don't like that man after what he did in the UCL final. But who was he surrounded with? Havertz and Mount. They know it to be seen. And you now have Enzo, who now can grow much more into this team. more midfielders are to be gotten, and now you now have Nkunku. So you have Enzo and Nkunku, who are now guys who are now surrounding your boy, Kojak. So Kojak, and it's funny how these things work. Because I think the whole thing of Kojak was okay, we just need striking options. We need striking options and we need alternatives. And I don't think Kojak was brought to be this is Chelsea's main priority striker. It's just someone part of the squad, someone that can help in the team. And maybe, okay, he can play out right wing, play out left wing, move him around. But the way that he's been playing in preseason, not really just the goals, his understanding with the rest of the team, his movement, his off the ball movement, his mobility, his how hard he works off the ball to pressurize, which is something we need in modern football. How football is in the 90s anymore. It's 2023. Strikers need to be good at pressing. It is what it is. He is making a strong argument. He's making a strong argument, Pochettino, to say, forget about trying to get a Vlahovic or whatever striker. Give me the chance to be the main striker for Chelsea this season. And do you know what the thing is? This is why I put Drogba on this thumbnail. When Drogba was coming through, there is a massive reliance upon you to get those G's and get those goals. Back in Drogba's time, so this is 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 2010. Football was different. 2023, you are not fully reliant on a striker. Like for a lot of teams, it's your inside forward getting most of the G's, or it just could be your number 10, So for Kojak, it's not just about the goals. It's how well he plays that position and how well he makes everyone better, because it's now a team game. Because the modern day football right now, everybody needs to do just more than just your role. You see, in Drogba's time, 05, 06, 07, okay, you're a striker, that's your role. Focus on your role and do that role to the best of your ability. But for Kojak, yes, we need you to score goals. You need to walk off the ball. You need to be good at your passing. You need to be good at your movements. You need to know how to get into different spots. And you need to feed off the energy of other guys, because there are times when Nkunku, he's not going to make that run inside. And you're now going to know how to make that a decoy run, or give that give and go and pass to now set up and Nkunku. So those are all the things there, but I am cautiously optimistic at what I'm seeing here. Because I think with Kojak, if he continues like this and continues to, because the key thing here is this. Yes, the goals are important. Goals winning games. Goals are important. Goals are important. Goals are important. Goals are important. I get that. But beyond just the goals, it is his understanding with the rest of the team. Because I'm looking at the Brighton game, looking at the Newcastle game, and again, these are just the preseason are broad strokes, and I'm like, something is forming here. Because what I like is the team is so drastically different from last year. Because you had these two bricklayers in Havertz and Mount that was pretty much holding the team back. Mount and Havertz, they were holding the team back. And now those two bricklayers have now been taken away. The team just looks very different. And just how the ball has been moved around, how quickly the ball is moved, and just the way in which these players are playing off of one another. One of the biggest issues of the nightmare season that Chelsea had was there was no chemistry. Chemistry is the most important thing for any football team. Like I always say that, take a team of 11 amazing individuals, just amazing. Okay, let's say you have a team: Dino, Zidane, Messi, Pirlo, Cristiano, Ramos, Maldini, and they're all in that team. But they have no chemistry. There is no strategy. Oh, just go out and play. And they play a bunch of teams where there's just some average guys, but they have amazing chemistry and amazing understanding. Those guys will win with better chemistry. Because it doesn't matter how good you are as an individual, you're just one individual. And if a team has better chemistry and is better prepared and is more cohesive, they will defensively stop down the all-star team. And offensively, they'll be able to, as a team that has great chemistry, break down the stars of the team that has no chemistry or no understanding. So chemistry is fully key. And the dance season, there was zero chemistry, zero understanding. Because, it was one of those things where, because, this is where you understand it, where a guy will get the ball and be like, okay, what do I do now? So once you have the ball and you're looking around, that's when there's no chemistry. Look at Pep's team. Every time someone has the ball, they know what to do. It's second nature for them to know what to do the moment they even receive the ball. So for Kojak has an extremely important role for Chelsea next season. It's extremely important because if Kojak plays well, performs well consistently, it is going to drastically determine how well Chelsea do. Because Kojak, whether he does well, whether he does badly, I think that will, in direct effect, seriously determine the kind of season that Chelsea will have. That is how important his role could potentially be. So, it's very good that he's had this preseason. Because, as I said, I will not lower my standards. And I think that for Kojak, he's the kind of guy that Villarreal, who really knew about you then, everything. But coming to Chelsea, the Premier League, the spotlight, I now have the chance to prove myself and say, no, I'm that dude. No, I'm not that dude, I'm that dude. And I don't want to put any pressure on him like, the new draw there. But Chelsea have not had a truly top striker since Drogba. Like then before Drogba, then you have to go back to the days of your boy Jimmy Floyd, and Gudjonsen. But yeah, Chelsea have not had a truly prolific top tier striker since Drogba. Since Drogba has just been a bunch of bricklayers. Just bricklayer after bricklayer after bricklayer after bricklayer. And Kojak isn't going to be what Drogba is. He's not going to be what Drogba is because then that's just being foolish. And then someone will clip this and then use this against me several years down the line. But he surprised me. I'll be real with you. Because when I got him, when Chelsea got him, I was like, am I supposed to be excited? No. And I was like, nah. I'm not amused. I'm not excited. And this doesn't move the needle in any way. I've been watching him in preseason. And I was like, the guy looks good. Like, I can't lie. The guy looks good. And if this guy forms a great partnership with Nkunku and the rest of the team, Chelsea have to aim for those heights. Because I'm looking at those fixtures. Hold up. So, you got Liverpool the first game. Hold up. So, Liverpool first game, 30th August. West Ham, who've lost Rice. Luton Town. Nottingham Forest. Forest. Bournemouth. And then you've got Fulham. And Villa, Fulham, Burnley, and of course Arsenal. I'm just saying, if Kojak really is that dude and he can bring this kind of form into next season, because basically that game against Liverpool is going to set the freaking tone. Now, it's not a win or be like, if Chelsea lose, it's fine, they can win the rest of the games. But if Chelsea starts well, and that's why I love it's the Liverpool game. I love this Liverpool game because starts with the top team, because Liverpool are, you see what they've done now. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Darwin Núñez is now said to be the Uruguayan R9. So I like that it's Liverpool first. And then you've got all those games. Games that, I'm sorry, Chelsea should win. Chelsea should win. So for Kojak, man, come on, bro. We need a striker, man, to say what's up. And Kojak, remember, this is the redeem season. Let's make it happen. Support the kid by becoming a Patreon member. Your support on this platform would really be appreciated. And as a thank you, gain access to some exclusive content crack for you all to enjoy. And you can also take a little bit of a sneak peek at videos for free just to get a vibe of the content you will get on there. Choose your tier and enjoy that content crack on patreon.com/halfhope. We ride!